Steve Evans' team really had to dig in there. Great response in the second half.
Yeah, there was. Just said to you boys there, didn't it? It's a great day when we went away from home and Glasgow Celtic beat Rangers. So just a great day. It doesn't get much better than that unless you win the lottery. But no, listen, I think we started really well for the first 10, 15 minutes of the game. I don't think they've got out the half. I think we're by far the better side. But in saying that, we've not really been lively in the final third. We've worked hard. Crewe obviously come into the game. I've got no problem with the penalty. I think it's a penalty. I think we're late to react. Obviously, teammates keeps us at 0-0. And then Gianni, who's been brilliant for us, lets his man go off him. But in fairness, he's blocked. But that happens in every box and every set play. We go 1-0 down. It's fair to say that's the strongest words I've used to the group at half time. Since they've come together, it's the strongest words. And I come out for the start of the second half. Obviously, we changed the system and how we were going to play, and we've got to be a lot more braver. And I would take a 4-0 defeat, I said to McCrew, but if we implement the plan. And I think, to be fair, we win 2-1, and we're probably unlucky it's not 4-5 at the end. But it's a Crewe side that tests you. They're young, they're brave, good young manager. But they got the tunnel, and I like to look at players in the tunnel, and I looked at the Crewe boys and I'm thinking they think they've won this game. And we knew how disappointed we were how we'd played for the last 20 minutes of the first half. And then the one thing about this group is we've got real men, and we've got great energy, and we've got great passion and will to win a game. And listen, I think that's what wins the game in the end.
Jamie Reid stepped up, didn't he, and took his chances.
Yeah, listen, Jamie's been really good for us. He worked so hard. I think his stats now, I think the distance and the intensity of his running this season to when I come in is doubled. So that tells you something, doesn't it, when he just works hard. But I thought Jordan Roberts coming on as well gives a real fresh impetus. He's in the right place at the right time, but he was very creative. And if I'm being honest, I think when we made the changes to the shape at half time and they're on in, they didn't really react to it. They didn't see what was happening until we got ourselves in front. And then, all by the odd cross into the box, it was a mistake. It was never going to be another than a Stevenage win.
Were you unsettled in that first half? You picked up a yellow card yourself, but some of the decisions both ways were strange. I think you could have had a couple of penalties.
Yeah, listen, we should have had certainly one penalty. My frustration with the referee today was not towards Stevenage and us. My frustration was, I think he was inconsistent for both. And Tom Neal's normally a very good referee. I've always marked him well, and when he came over, I said that. And he still gave me a yellow, so that my words didn't get me out of it. But I think he said it because I was clapping. But what I've realised, what the staff realised, when the referee was coming to speak to me, I was actually clapping Luke Norris for coming 40 yards back in behind the ball. But there's no point in me trying to discuss that with the referee.
Alex Gilby, debut for him. It was a good debut.
Yeah, listen, he worked incredibly hard, didn't he? We knew that today would be a stretch for him. I think there was a big conversation with the staff yesterday and last night at the hotel about whether we started him or whether we introduced him. And I think the view is if we can get Alec in there today, then he'll come on from that. He's a real top talent. He glides. He doesn't run. He glides, and he'll add to what we've got. But I just said I spoke more to the bench at time up. I just said that, you're Dean Campbell's and and I can keep going. Jordan Roberts, Max Clark, Kane Smith. Last time Kane Smith started a game, I think he was man of the match. He was outstanding. But we said we're going to mix the team and bring freshness when we think it's right, considering the opposition as well. So, and the strength of the bench was good today, considering us here we're without really, Michael Boswick, who'll be back in Monday. Michael's now back feeling better as of yesterday, but I made the decision to leave him free till Monday. And Danny Rose will train on Monday, so he'll be ready to go. And David Amu just felt his thigh yesterday in training, but he'll be good to go next week as well. So we named him, and if we had to have introduced him, we would have done, but we'd probably no intention, if I'm being honest.
I know Stevenage fans across the way there, they're going to go home very happy and in the knowledge that they're sort of just moved to second.
Well, I think we don't. Listen, I'm not going to come out with the normal spin nonsense that managers don't look at league tables. You look at them after the first game, But what you do is you want to look at them some weeks and you don't in other weeks. We've got our objectives to be in the top half of the table as we go through the Christmas period. That's what I've discussed with the chairman. There's no pressure in this group. When you look at some of the big clubs in the league, there's no pressure on the likes of the boys at Crewe or us in terms of if we can get ourselves into that mid to top half group, then we're doing exceptionally well. But I think the fans know when we turn up, we're going to be committed, we're going to be passionate, we're going to care. But that's why I come in every day at 6:30 in the morning and last to leave the training. It's not about me; the staff do it as well. So, and then players start to come in early, and there's a real spin-off as to how you are successful. And how you are successful, there's no hidden secret to it. It's if players that can compete and work exceptionally hard.
Well done today, Steve.
Just a quick one, Steve. That was an impressive turnaround. Just in terms of what you said at half time, would you say it was your first hairdryer at Stevenage?
Yeah, I would say it's the first time I wouldn't say it was a hairdryer. It was more generalisms rather than specific individuals. Because I said to you, I think for the first 10, 15 minutes we were really good. And then we stopped winning 50-50s, then we stopped winning our headers, and then people started to get up the side of us. Then we didn't hold the ball up, then we didn't bring people into play. That's the brashest, I would call it a brash conversation with them. But again, it lasted probably 20 seconds, but they knew. They just knew that wasn't us. And I said at Salford last week, Salford beat us and they're a really good side. We didn't really turn up. We turned up in the second half today. We turned up first 15, we lost it away. They regrouped, we've got good men, we've got strong men, we've got leaders all over the pitch. And there's some real impressive performances there. I thought Luke Norris probably his best game of the season. Doesn't score, but the best game. And I thought Dan Sweeney, who was sloppy first half, he took what I said to him bang right on the nose and reacted with an outstanding second half.
Just one more for me, obviously your beloved Celtic one as well. What are you going to do tonight?
I'll have a glass of wine and I cannot wait to watch your goals. And I will watch the full rerun of the Celtic supporters singing. And I'm friendly with some people in the back room team at Rangers. But it'll cut no ice. I messaged Big Ange this morning. I messaged him saying, come on the troops. And he just come back with a thumbs up. But hopefully I'll speak to him tomorrow. But it's a great day for one side of Glasgow. I have to say it, two great clubs in Glasgow, Celtic and Rangers. But when you beat the opposition 4-0, it makes it a great weekend, especially when you were away from home in the Football League.
Transfer deadline day didn't go as perfect as you wanted, but your squad today looks very, very strong still.
Yeah, we missed it on two. We done our bit. Clubs asked us to come back with certain deals. Leon said, I think I can get the chairman to agree to this, so we had a 3-week combat, and the chairman agreed. He's been phenomenal, and I think I've read a couple of managers say it just didn't happen. One actually stayed. It was a striker in the Premier League, but a young one. He's got an exceptional record last season, this season. I spoke to Brendan Rodgers a couple of times on him. Brendan really rates him, and at one stage he was coming out, but I think their inactivity in getting players in has made say, Brendan, I better just keep him in the case if it's not. And another player was a player who's played for me before, and we went in a couple of times. They went in last week, went in this week. They asked us to do something, we went back with it, and then they said no, but I also understand it's because they couldn't get in who they wanted. So it's a domino. But to get Alec Gilby in when 7 or 8 in League One wanted him in 3 or 4, but I think it's fair to say that Alex Gilby's wife probably thinks I was stalking him when I was parked outside his house the day before with him coming back from Charlton. She must be thinking that's either a debt collector or somebody that's not happy with us. And I WhatsApped him and kept in touch, and he's more importantly, he fits in with a group. When I met him, I knew instantly that he would fit in with the group. He's humble, he works incredibly hard, he's always helped my teams in the past. And whilst we didn't get the other one or two, I think the group we've got is, if you look at the strength of the bench today, and we've got Michael Boswick and Danny Rose, coming in to train on Monday, then that puts us in a good position. Sorry guys.
Cheers, Steve.
Thank you.